Good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss Drury. I am here to go over a couple of problems that you might see on your slideshow for this week. I just want to do this for both you and your parents so that you can remember and see the different ways that you can solve addition word problems. I'm going to do this one with you. This has a little bit smaller numbers, and then the next problem is going to be the same problem just with bigger numbers, and I'm going to solve it a couple of different ways to help you out. The problem says the bakery had 35 red velvet cupcakes. It also had 13 vanilla cupcakes. How many do they have in all? So first of all, what I want to do is I want to see, okay, I know they're talking about cupcakes, and I know that I need to find this out. How many do they have in all? And these words right here, in all or all, make me automatically think that it's going to be an addition problem. Now I need to figure out what numbers I need to add. They're talking about red velvet cupcakes and vanilla cupcakes. I don't see any other kind of cupcakes. I do see that there are 35 red velvet and 13 vanilla. And so those seem to be the two numbers that I am going to have to add together. So one way to do it is to use a place value chart. So we do have 35 and then we do have 13. The way we use the place value chart is by drawing like this, hundreds, tens, and ones. If I have 35, and I know that I'm adding these numbers together, if I have 35, I have 3 tens, 1, 2, 3, and I have 5 ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, if I'm going to be adding 13 to it, I'm going to add to the number that I already have. And so I'm going to add in 13, there is 1 10 and there are 3 ones. Then I add them together. So all together in my ones place, I want to start with my ones. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is a perfectly okay number to have in my ones place. No regrouping needed. So I have 8 ones. Tens, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 tens. I don't have any hundreds. So when I add both of these numbers, it was a very clean, nice number. I didn't have to regroup at all. And so I know that my answer is 48. And then what am I talking about? Am I talking about dogs? No, I'm talking about cupcakes, okay? All right, another way that you can solve this problem is by using a number line. And we already know the numbers that we need to add. We start out with 35 on our number line. And then if we want to add our ones and then our tens, we've got all together, we've got, okay, so let's add, we have 35, now we need to add 13. There are 3 ones in 13, so let's count 1, 2, 3, that's plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. This would be 36, 37, 38. I have added my 1. Now I'm going to look at my tens place and I notice I have 1 10. My jump is going to be bigger on the number line because it's a 10, so I'm going to add 10. And if I add 10, the only number that's going to change is my number in the tens place. My 3 turns into a 4. And then my 8 stays the same. I end up with the same answer that I did before. There's also your last way that you can solve the problem, and that's by using the standard algorithm. This is probably what your parents are used to, and this is perfectly fine to answer the question. It's set up like this, 35 plus 13, and then all you need to do is add the ones first. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then go to your tens, 3 plus 1 is 4. And then again, we're talking about cupcakes, so we would add that to it. And there's your 3 different ways to solve this particular problem. Okay, that one probably seems a little easy. Let's try to kind of up the numbers here, and let's try one that's a little bit more difficult. Same problem, different numbers. So we can already kind of break it up a little bit. How many cupcakes did they make in all? Well, they made 263 red velvet, 179 vanilla. I'm adding them, so I'm going to do 263 plus 179. Okay, let's do our place value chart. Okay, I've got my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. And I am going to use all three of these places. So I'm going to start out with 200s. Those are the little boxes. Those are 10 tens put together twice. I've got 6 tens, okay? And I have 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. Now I need to add 179 to that. So I've got 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 9 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I already noticed something. Maybe you'll remember, but it looks like I've got a lot of ones and a lot of tens. Probably too much to go in there. So we know that we can only have up to 9 in each place value. And I know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the ones place. I know that what I can do is I can circle 10 of these, put them over in the tens place and add them there. That leaves me with 1, 2 left over. Okay, now I count my tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And I automatically know again, I have too many in the tens place value. So what I need to do is grab 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 tens is the same as 100. So I add it over there, cross it off of that area, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left in the tens place. That's perfectly fine to have. Then I go over to the hundreds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there is my answer. My answer is 442, and same thing, cupcakes. Okay, the number line might be a little bit too hard for this particular problem. You normally use the number line if they are a little smaller numbers. The next way that you can do it was the way that we had talked about, which is regrouping. And so I'm going to show you this real quick. Again, this might be the way that your parents did it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with the ones, and we've got 3 plus 9. That equals 12. So I know that I can't have 12 in a specific place value, so I'm going to put my 2 here, and I'm going to move my 1 from the 12 over into the tens place. Now I've got 1 plus 6, and that equals 7. And then 7 plus 7 equals 14. So I'm going to put my 4 here. And I cannot have 14 in my place value, so I need to move the 1 from the 14 over into the hundreds. So now I have 1 plus 2 plus 1, and that equals 4. And it's awesome because this answer right here equals this one. So I know that I did my place value chart correctly, and I did my, this is called the standard algorithm, correctly. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments section of the slideshow if you want to. And hopefully this helps you guys out, both the students and the parents. I know you might be a little rusty, but we're here to work together, and I hope that you guys have a really great week. Bye.